What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and this is a second video I was not expecting to make. It is pretty late where I'm at, and I was actually getting ready to head off for the night, and then I saw this like random drop, and I just thought it was kind of cool because there's some really sweet cards that were announced in this drop for Dimension Force. They're all zombies. There's some sweet zombie support, so I'm going to do a quick run through of these now to at least get my thoughts out there on them. And if you guys do enjoy the content, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos. I'm trying to do what I can to increase the consistency of content that we're putting out and really be able to do more for you guys. So I do appreciate all the support, and obviously anyone who's new, who kind of came after that misprint video, we're glad to have you here. So let's jump into the video, though, starting off with Mad Murder, which is 100% going to be changed when we get it here. It is a level 2 Dark Tuner effect monster, 400 attack, 200 defense. This card's name becomes Plague Spreader Zombie while face up on the field or in the graveyard. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target one level 6 or higher monster you control, decrease its level by 2, and if you do, special summon this card, but you cannot special summon monsters while it is face up in the monster zone except zombie monsters. So that's a lot to take in. It's very similar to Plague Painter, which is an older, or Pain Painter, sorry, that takes the name of Plague Spreader Zombie. There's been a few cards like that that have come out in the past, you know, formats and such. But what's really neat about it is it's a level leader-esque card, although it is a hard once per turn. Being able to lower the level of a monster, it doesn't have to lower the level of a zombie, it just has to target a monster, and then it locks you into zombies while it's on the field. Does open the gate to some really cool plays, and self-revival, being able to go into things like Vampire Sucker, but also some of the new zombie synchros. It definitely looks like a cool card on the surface, at least as a one-of. Being able to get it engrave, bring it back, go off with it, and it doesn't worry about putting a card back like Plague Spreader does. Definitely a really neat start and a cool card for zombies. I don't know if it's as good as like Unizombie, but some of the support we got announced yesterday, including Ghost Fusion and the Wyvern, actually mill level 2 zombies, so you might be able to use this for future plays and upcoming combos. I definitely think it's one to keep an eye on without a doubt. Next up, we've got Algulmazera, which is a really, really cool artwork, and it's a retrain of Mazera Deville, which is fucking sweet. It's been a long time since we've seen anything of the Warrior of Zera archetype, so this is a really neat throwback. Level 8 Earth Zombie Effect Monster. You can only use each of this card's effects once per turn. If a zombie monster or monsters you control be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your hand or graveyard instead. If this card becomes banished from your hand or grave, you can special summon it in defense position, then decrease its level by 1. This card is wild. Zombies have built-in protection now in hand or graveyard. Card effect destruction is great to counter things like Lightning Storm. Battle destruction isn't as common, but it's still neat to have access to in rare scenarios. And if it's banished, it special summons itself. So basically, it pays its own cost and then comes out on the field. It gives you extra zombies to do things with and modifies its own level. I don't really know what that's going to do, but it's an optional decrease, so you can make it 7 or leave it at 8 and give yourself some more options and flexibility going forward. This is a really, really solid card. It's a shame it's not a dark, but I don't think being Earth is going to be a detriment. It's just, you know, being able to combo it off of certain things like Allure of Darkness would be cool because you'd be able to banish it and then summon it back. So overall, a really, really nice card. I'm not sure what numbers it would be played at, but that protection effect is solid, and it's definitely going to be something to look at for zombies. Alright, we've got RedEyes Zombie Dragon Lord. Some awesome artwork here. We've seen a few RedEyes synchros in the past. I don't really know what the reason is with the zombie RedEyes connection, but I'm not complaining if it gives us this cool artwork. Level 10 Dark Zombie, 1 Zombie Tuner and 1 or more non-tuner monsters. You can only use each of this card's effects once per turn. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can target 1 zombie monster in your graveyard except RedEyes Zombie Dragon Lord, special summon it. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish 1 zombie monster you control, special summon this card. Kind of neat. Don't really think it does a ton to advance your game state, but being able to revive stuff is cute. There are some zombies that trigger off of revival. Things like Doom King Ballardrock and Vampire Sucker could both benefit from interactions with this card. Being a level 10 isn't super ideal, but I guess with like the new Mazera and Plague Spreader or the new Mad Murder, you can make this pretty easily. I don't know that it's a priority for zombies, and they might have better options to go into than this, but it's something to look at, and there may be combos as people get the chance to play with this and test things out in the lab once the effects are really out. There may be more combos that people get to look at. So it's cool. It's definitely nice to see RedEyes getting more love. I just wish they'd get more love in their own archetype versus random zombie support that has no direct RedEyes relation. Haunted Zombie is a really cool artwork with the soul-absorbing bone tower in the background. Normal trap, you can only use the first and second effect, one of the first and second effect of this card's name per turn, and only once that turn. Banish one zombie monster from either grave, and if you do, special summon 2 haunted tokens with the same level as that monster. If this card is in your graveyard, you can shuffle one of your banished zombie monsters into the deck, and if you do, set this card to your field, but banish it when it leaves the field. So you can obviously do that during your opponent's turn, shuffle a banished zombie back in, something like Mizuki or some of the new zombie cards, to be able to use this on your turn. And banishing a zombie from grave to special summon 2 tokens with some level, stuff you can mess around with there is definitely cute. Traps like this can be slow in certain scenarios, but being recyclable makes it worth a look. And being able to put back zombies is also worth a look, but it is a hard once per turn, and you can only use one of the effects, so that is something to consider. I do think it's a decent card, though. We'll have to see. Again, I'm saying that for almost everything we look at here, but until it's out and we really get a chance, these are just my sort of initial thoughts and reactions on them. Zombie Reborn, normal spell. You can only use one of the first and second effect of this card's name per turn, and only once that turn. Target one zombie monster in either graveyard, banish one monster with the same name from your deck or extra deck, and if you do, special summon the targeted monster. If this card is in your graveyard, you can shuffle one of your banished zombies into the deck, and if you do, set this card to your field, but banish it when it leaves the field. Okay, so that second effect is not nearly as good as it is on the trap, because the trap is a quick, with trap speed, it can be used during the opponent's turn, but the first effect is wild, especially with Zombie World, being able to basically target any monster, banish a monster with the same name from the deck, and then summon a copy of that monster. If you're playing with things that get pluses off of banishment, you definitely have a lot of interaction here, and especially with Zombie World opening that up, there's a lot of stuff you can do and a lot of neat interactions. I'm not really sure yet what practical uses it'll have, but on the surface it looks like a really powerful card that will definitely be a benefit to zombies. Some of these are cool cards and I talk about them, but I acknowledge they're probably not going to have any type of competitive impact, but this one could, and it's definitely worth looking at, and I think this is going to be something you're going to see people do a lot of experimenting with things like Zombie World. Immortal Dragon, I think this is Tatsunoko fully grown up, because I'm pretty sure Tatsunekro was in the zombie structure deck. This is a really cool artwork, and it's awesome if it is Tatsunoko, like I think it is, to see him fully come into his own or whatever. Level 6 Dark Zombie Tuner, one tuner, one or more non-tuner. You can only use each of this card's effects once per turn. During your main phase, you can send one zombie monster from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, this card's level becomes equal to the difference between the original level and the sent monster. So this card's level 6. If you send a level 2, this card becomes a level 4. I think it works very similar to Destrudo. That's really cool, and this is also something you can summon off of Halki Fibrax, so just some food for thought if you're kind of, game planning combos and strategies there, being able to mill stuff. This has that going for it. When your zombie monster is stripped by battle while this card is in the graveyard, you can special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. That second effect isn't as good. Battle Destruction is just sort of a slow thing that's reliant on the opponent in most cases, but it's an added bonus that I guess is decent to have if it's there. If you are using this, it's really going to be for that first effect, being able to dump a zombie and modify levels, and it doesn't have any drawbacks in terms of locking you into anything, so it is really, really solid there. I could see this being something that slots in, especially with the ability to modify levels, mill stuff, and kind of ramp up combos. The second effect won't come into play all that often, though. And we've got Corpse Dragon Lord Felgrand. This guy's been through a lot, but it looks like he's dead now. Level 8 Light Zombie Synchro, one Zombie Tuner, one or more non-tuner monsters. You can only use each of this card's effects once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can target one monster your opponent controls or in their graveyard, banish it. That's good. I wish it was non-targeting. I think it'd be fair because it does require a Zombie Tuner and would be a super powerful tool for the deck to have to get over stuff without having to target, but I kind of understand why they didn't. If a monster or monsters is special summoned from the graveyard while this card is face up on the field, you can target one monster on the field, except this card negate its effects until the end of this turn. So, solid, it's disruptive, it does target again, so it is a bit specific in terms of when you can actually utilize it, but it's not awful, and it's definitely a cute option. It doesn't impress me right off the bat, but again, that could change after having a chance to actually kind of sit down and play with some of these cards. So that brings us back to the beginning. This is a really, really cool to see more zombie support coming out, and these are unique in the sense that they're like kind of adding new elements to zombies with the level stuff and the new synchros. Zombies aren't really a synchro-heavy strategy in terms of playing a lot of zombie synchros. Typically, they're playing control with Eldritch and Ballardrock. I know there are zombie synchros that exist, and Archfiend Zombie Skull is one that's actually half decent, but a lot of them have always been like reliant on Plague Spreader. It's a cool concept to see them taking it in a bit of a different direction. I'm just not sure how much of an impact that's really going to have as we go forward. But I'm excited about it. Hopefully you guys do like these cards. Let me know what you think of them in the comments down below. I'll see you on Friday for another video. Until next time, peace.